Held back for surviving cancer. Graduation day. I was in my cap and gown, hands sweaty, stomach twisting, not just from nerves, but from the leftover chemo meds still messing with my body. It was supposed to be my finish line. Cancer, beat it. School, aced it. GPA, flawless 4.0. I'd turned in assignments from hospital beds, typed essays between blood tests, and Zoom called into group projects from infusion chairs. I stood in line backstage, a few people ahead of me before I'd walk out and get my diploma. My parents were in the bleachers, eyes locked on the stage, ready to capture the moment. Everyone knew how hard I fought to be here. Then, out of nowhere, I felt a tap on my shoulder. It was Principal Gaines. He motioned me aside with this grim look, like he was about to tell me my dog died. "You missed 87 days, he said flatly. "You're not graduating. Policy is policy." I stared at him, thought he was joking. I laughed, awkwardly. He didn't. "I turned in everything," I said, my voice cracking. "I aced everything. Attendance minimum is 90%. No exceptions." I wanted to scream. I wanted to yank off my cap and throw it in his face, but I just stood there, frozen, while someone else's name was called and the crowd cheered. I looked out at my parents. They were smiling, clapping, phones out, still thinking I was about to walk. They had no idea I'd just been pulled from the ceremony like I was being disqualified from a race I'd already won. I wasn't mad at them. I was mad at a system that saw me not as a student who overcame literal cancer, but as a red mark on an attendance sheet. Over the next few weeks, I tried everything. I filed an appeal. My oncologist wrote a letter explaining my treatment timeline, how I continued academic work despite the physical toll. But the school board didn't budge. Not even a single member dissented. The superintendent said, making exceptions would set a dangerous precedent. Yeah, heaven forbid kids with cancer think they can graduate. So that fall, while my friends moved into college dorms, I went back to high school. Same building, same teachers, but everything felt alien, like I was a ghost, haunting a life that had already moved on. My old classmates would see me in the hallway and glance away. Teachers whispered, "I'm so sorry," like I'd died. I ate lunch in the library or behind the gym. My only companion was a black moleskin notebook I filled with everything. Memories of vomiting between classes, of nurses trying to find a good vein, of teachers handing me packets while avoiding eye contact. Then, second semester, Elizabeth transferred in from Michigan. She landed beside me in creative writing, which I mostly used as a free period to keep journaling. She was bold, curious, and didn't seem to care about the weird social dynamics around me. "You write a lot," she said one day during lunch. "What's in the notebook?" I gave my usual shrug. "Stuff," she smiled. "Can I read some?" I hesitated but passed it over. She started flipping pages, her brow furrowing, her eyes widening. "This isn't fiction," she said. "Nope." She looked up. "This is insane. You have to turn this into a book." I laughed it off at first, but she wasn't joking. She started helping me organize the journal, turning it into chapters. She'd bring her laptop to lunch, typing while I talked about being bald in winter, or how I was given detention slips for missing PE because of radiation fatigue. She asked questions like an editor, not like someone fishing for drama. She didn't pity me. She respected the story, and that's why I started falling for her. I didn't know it then, but she sent the draft to her dad, who happened to be an editor at a mid-sized publishing house. A few weeks later, I got an email. "We read your manuscript. We think it's powerful. Can we talk?" That's when everything shifted. The same story that got me held back was now being considered for publication. The same pages that sat ignored in a notebook were now in the hands of people who wanted the world to read them. Suddenly, I wasn't just that cancer kid who got screwed. I was an author, a survivor, a storyteller, and maybe, just maybe, this was the real graduation moment I'd been waiting for all along. Click the full story to see what happened next.